Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request for Julie. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour or full playthrough, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. For those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. So, Julie, one of my thoughts on what I thought were the worst films of 1987. I decided to go for 10 because, hey, 10 is a good number. 10, I put Jaws the Revenge. I figured this film has to be on there somewhere, some shape, some form. I'm sure people are surprised it's 10 and not 1. No, because as much as Jaws 4 sucks, and it does, I'd rather watch that than the other films on the list, which I'll get to. Jaws the Revenge, it's... people know how ridiculous it is. It's a shark that somehow follows a family to the goddamn Bahamas. Granted, the book said something about voodoo. Like the voodoo guy put a curse, a hex on the family, the Brody family. And because of this curse, that's how the shark went there. It's not in the movie. I don't know if that would have made the movie better or worse. You kill Roy Scheider's character off screen because even he's like, I'm not going to be in this movie. You make... was it Lorraine Derry? I always forget her name, who plays the wife. You make her the lead. Stewart's fine as supporting role in Jaws and Jaws 2. Not as a lead. She's not good as a lead. I think she was married or with one of the head honchos of Universal at the time, so that probably helped her. There's ridiculous stuff. The shark roars like a lion or a tiger, however the hell you want to put it. Depending which ending you see, either you hit the shark and it blows up for some reason, or the shark stands on his tippy toes, as sharks normally do, and you're able to impale it. The lead has flashbacks to a movie scene she was not in the first movie. I don't remember my husband killing the shark when I wasn't fucking there, so how am I remembering it? Maybe he told her, yeah, but how the hell you visualize it that well? I'll say this for positives. I think musical score is pretty good, especially the opening theme. I think the opening theme is actually one of the better renditions of the Jaws theme. Mario Van Peebles does not give a good accent, but I'm entertained by his performance. Now, you may say in a bad way, but I'm entertained with Mario Van Peebles' performance. Yeah, man, yeah, man. Now, Jamaican, yep, I'm as Jamaican as him. But I like Mario Van Peebles. I'm entertained by his performance, in a bad way. And Michael Caine, I think Michael Caine's having fun and trying. I like Michael Caine. As he says, I didn't see the movie, but I saw the house it built me and bought the house it brought me. Lance Guest, I liked as an actor. He's the last Starfighter. He does what he can. But the ridiculousness, how even cheaper the shark looks, the ridiculous stuff it goes through plot-wise. There are moments of boredom where not a whole lot happens in like the middle section of the movie, other than some nice-looking Bahama setting. So it deserves the ridicule. But I'd still rather watch it than these. Number 9, The Outing, aka The Lamp. This will always have a special place in my heart because it was a movie my friend Mike OCP and my friend Afri. It was the first time we ever did a commentary on something together. And the experience was fun, but the movie sucked. This is about like some lamp that's cursed, and it goes to this museum, And there's a bunch of kids decide to party at a museum because that's the place to go for a party, is a museum. And this lamp, an evil djinn pops up, and like the kills are pretty unmemorable, pretty lousy. The characters are crappy. I always remember this jump scare being used. There's a jump scare that involves Diet Pepsi. A woman gets scared by a noise, and it's like a Diet Pepsi thing. So we called it Evil Pepsi. It's the Evil Pepsi. I mean, if you're drinking Diet Pepsi, it is fucking evil. But it's just a lame, boring, like trying to be a slasher film, but the kills, the characters, nothing to sink your teeth into, really. To be honest, I haven't seen that film in forever, so I don't know, maybe that'll be a request someone will put in the future, be revisiting The Outing, because I don't remember a damn thing much about it. Number 8, Ishtar. Now, I think I reviewed this, and considering its reputation, I'm like, okay, is this the worst movie ever? No. But it's still not that good of a movie. It's like the comedy isn't that funny. Dustin Hoffman and Warren Beatty, there's some moments they kind of can work together, but this is the wrong project, the wrong story. Hell, Spies Like Us was like a better version of the movie, honestly. Ishtar is just one of those films that really is a lot more boring than his reputation showcases. And I would call Ishtar more forgettable than, oh my god, but I'm not a fan of Ishtar. It's not that good of a movie. I'm sorry I can't give more details, just I honestly don't remember much about the damn movie. So couldn't be that egregious if I don't even remember much about it. Or maybe it is, I don't know. But the others I get more mad at because of what they could have been, or what they should have been, or just how inept they were. Number 7, Dark Tower. That's a film that gets me mad because what it should have been and could have been. You have Michael Moriarty, who... Wait, that's him, right? In Dark Tower? Let me make sure I get the name right. I'm bad with names, so... He's the guy from The Stuff, right? Yeah. He was in The Stuff. He was in To the Winged Serpent. He's a good character actor. And it's a film where he plays this kind of security guy and works at this high-rise building. And it's about a high-rise building that's haunted. I like that idea. I can't believe there still has not been a good film where it's a haunted high-rise building. Because we've seen so many with a haunted house, but with a high-rise building, there's so many opportunities, there's so many victims, possible victims, rooms, have everything closed down and really paint the walls red in this violent case of ghostly activities, people being thrown through high-rise windows, elevators, like there's so much stuff you could play around with in a fun way. B-movie way or sincere way. And they haven't. Poltergeist 3 didn't do it right. This film didn't do it right. Instead, this film just came off as very fucking boring. Plotting, slow, uneventful. I remember even not minding the cover, the VHS cover. But I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, this could have been... You could have done a lot more and you do nothing with it. You do nothing with the plot. It's just so slow and so fucking boring. Dark Tower. Could have been a contender for like a fun B movie and it wasn't. And Michael Moriarty, he could be known for playing very fun, quirky characters like in the Larry Cohen films he did. To the Winged Serpent, The Stuff. Even made him bored and boring. I think the closest I saw that being successful, there was a high rise, but there was a Kolchak the Night Stalker episode. I think there was like a Native American spirit or something. I can't remember. By the way, Dark Tower is number 7. Number 6, Superman 4. I know some people like Superman 4. A friend of mine, Efrey, he enjoys Superman 4. That's fine. I do not. I do not like Superman 4. And this comes from a guy that likes Superman 3. And even I don't like Superman 4. Christopher Reeve, I thought was a waste of his talent. He wrote this idea of a script, and honestly, I don't think it was a good idea. Okay, Superman, you want him to deal with the real world nuclear weapon thing going on, but at the same time, it's still Superman, and you're not going to be able to fix those things no matter what. And it just seemed a bit preachy. The fact that they cut the budget and it looked very cheap did not help either. The flying scenes, when a flying scene from 1978 looks better than in 1987, you know you have problems. And the flying scenes, again, look cheaper than they did in 1978. Margot Kidder, you could tell she had a bit of wear and tear of just acting, looks, all that stuff. And really, Lois Lane didn't really feel like a whole lot was done with her in this movie. That's why I was fine with her being gone in Superman 3, because you're not going to do anything with her. I like Lana Lane. I liked was it Annette O'Toole? I'm bad with names. God. I liked her in Superman 3. She was very sweet. Doesn't mean you should get rid of Lois Lane in the build-up you had in the first 2 Superman movies. But I did like Lana Lane. But this, like the villain with the nuclear man, and just like he looks like a Chippendales dancer, and he wears, probably shit he would wear a Chippendales, ready to take it off, and it just looked ridiculous, and it just looked stupid, and the whole, like all the stuff, like how cheap it was, how cheap it looked, how the effects were just such crappiness. Taking people and they can breathe in outer space. Like what? Why does the bad guy have this woman in space and she's breathing in fucking outer space? Why does Superman have these powers where he can look at something and build stuff with his mind? He could just stare at something and it disappears. He could stare at something and the blocks are built. When the fuck did Superman get those powers? He's telekinetic now? Or what? When did Superman get those powers? Explain. And the action scenes suck. The music looked cheap. Even the titles. When the titles pop up, you see just how much cheaper and this is. And if they had the budget, it would have helped. But it's just the story I didn't care for. It's weird that eventually Nuclear Man is born because of the sun, which is what gives Superman powers, but also makes him weak here. It's also funny, like, they talk about Metropolis, but then there's the Statue of Liberty, which is New York. So is Metropolis supposed to be New York, or does New York also exist in this world as well as Metropolis? Or Metropolis just happens to have the Statue of Liberty? Whatever. It's just embarrassing. And what sucks the most is that that's the last time Christopher Reeve was Superman. Yes, I like Superman 3. I know it's more comedic, but it's so much fun. I love Richard Pryor. And I love the stuff at the end with the robot. And that woman turned to that robot that was fucking creepy as hell. And Superman battling this robot like it was a comic book. Like it was those Fleischer's Superman cartoons. And you putting the laser back, you know. Dun, 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 dun. I like that. There's many comic books I remember Superman deal with the supercomputer. But Nuclear Man just looked ridiculous and stupid. And of course there's all the shit they cut out. There's like the first Nuclear Man that people assume was Bizarro, and it just looked that just then we don't take all that footage and make Superman 5 with it. What? Again, Christopher Reeve. You know what would have been better if you waited and you did a Superman Batman movie? You have Batman, you got Batman Returns. Now let's do a Superman Batman movie. Superman, we've had time. Let him come back for a grand return. And then you have Batman, this is his third film. Have them team up. And that could have been 94, 95 in place of Batman Forever. And I would have preferred that. But no. So again, the fact that was the last Christopher Reeve Superman is embarrassing and fucking sad. Makes me sad. Number 5, the Garbage Pail Kids movie. I remember seeing this back in the day. And like, as a kid, like trying to like it because it's weird and it's strange, and I thought the title song was kind of catchy. You could be a garbage pail kid. Do 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 do. I just remember thinking, okay, this is just weird, and I like the Ninja Turtles, and but I think I kept watching as a kid because I kept trying to make myself to like it for some reason. I don't know why I was trying to force myself. But it's not a good movie. It's a movie where you have these really ugly, fugly looking midgets. Well, idiots, whatever, these little turds that you're supposed to root for, but why? Why do I want to root for someone who farts all the time? Why do I want to root for some gator that eats, although he was the best one, but he was eating toes and eyeballs. Hope they weren't innocent people. Or one who snots all over, or one who pukes. Like, why am I supposed to fucking like these characters? And the way the effects are done, they're so ugly, they're just hard to look at, and there's no reason to root for them. And what's crazy when you have the cards, the trading cards, the appeal of that was how, like, at times, like, violent and crazy they were. And you couldn't do that for this movie. And honestly, it would have worked better if they were villains. If it was a monster movie, if it was a horror movie, where these characters go kill people, we gotta stop them, that would have worked better. That actually would have made more sense. Not them helping people sew clothes. They become part of the slave trade, really. They become part of the workshop. Probably Kathy Griffith or other people, hire them for. Like, you're in the workshop, slave shop, sewing clothes for some bitch. What? I remember there was an interview with Mackenzie Aston, Sean Astin's brother. Sean Astin, yes, from Lord of the Rings, The Goonies. His brother Mackenzie Aston's the star of the movie. I think something about his dad, Gomez, John Astin from Gomez from the original Addams Family show. Like, he saw and he tried to get his kid out of it, but couldn't because it's already signed. And I wonder if Sean Astin ever gives his brother crap. You were in the Garbage Pail Kids movie and I was in the Goonies. Can you imagine that? Like, your brother's in the Goonies and, I'll be in a kid's film, and it's the Garbage Pail Kid. It's not his fault, Mackenzie Astin. It doesn't matter who the fuck you put in this. Even if it was Sean Astin, even if it was Corey Haim, it would not have mattered. It was a disgusting, not in a fun way. The characters were not that likable. it had a weird tone shift. Like these boys are trying to murder this kid and leave him amongst the piss and shit of a sewer. But then it wants to have the garbage pail kids sing, working with each other. I'm like, but then this gator's eating toes and fingers and trying to bite fingers off. But what the fuck movie do you want to be? So, there you go. Number 4, I put Crazy Fat Ethel. 2, that is. Because I know I've seen this film once before. Crazy Fat Ethel 2 was only known in the cult circuit because of the title. The title seemed ridiculous enough. But in the first film that was called Criminally Insane, I believe she was a woman. The character was a woman that they wouldn't let her eat, and she killed people because they wouldn't let her eat. So Crazy Fat Ethel 2, it's either footage from the first film or it looks like home movies. Where if she's chasing someone, she's running about as fast as I'm doing right now. And the guy's like, no, don't kill me. No. Or it'll be a single shot of someone like making coffee. It's one of the most boring fucking films that you'll ever see. So. And that has a release from Vinegar Syndrome. Murder by Phone still on VHS. Murdered by Phone, I will keep yelling that till the cows come home. Can someone please get Murdered by Phone on Blu-ray? But Crazy Fat Ethel 2 is. Jesus Christ. Fuck Crazy Fat Ethel 2, and fuck the first movie too. Number 3, Tough Guys Don't Dance. I reviewed this film recently as in a month or so ago. Just looked up my review. That's the movie that if you ever seen the meme where the guy goes, "Oh God, oh man. Oh God, oh man. Oh God, oh man." That's what Tough Guys Don't Dance is. It's a movie about a writer, and he wakes up and he has his memory blocked and he's wondering what happened. Did he kill this guy or not? And you know what? Just look up my review. I'm not going to get into the plot of the movie. I'm just going to sit here and say it's number 3 for a good reason. Number 2, Leonard Part 6. See what I mean by there's worse films than Jaws 4 this year? Leonard Part 6. Bill Cosby, the less said about him the better, fighting evil vegetarians where he'll get someone to bite a hot dog and their fucking head blows up. An agent gets eaten early on by rainbow trout. Bill Cosby does fucking ballet to fight birdmen. He fights lobsters with melted butter. He races out with a fucking riding an ostrich. And there's a shitload of Coca-Cola advertised in the movie. And there's this bit that's trying to be like, I don't know, funny or central, where the woman keeps pouring food on Bill Cosby's head. Leonard Part 6, I mean, just the title alone, try to be goofy. Oh, where's the first 5? I mean, I know Bill Cosby himself even said at the time, don't watch this film. This film, it's a stupid, awful, dumb fucking movie. Unfunny, cringeworthy, annoying, stupid. And number 1, Nuki. I reviewed this film. I'll explain it better in that review if you want to watch it. The title tells you, but it is the worst E.T. ripoff. It is one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. It is a film where he wants to go find his brother. Like, he lands in Africa or somewhere. He wants to find his alien brother who's in America. So keeps telling people he needs to get to America. So he walks with these African kids. But then there's times he can just fly. So if you're wondering why doesn't he just fly to his brother, I don't know. And there's times it goes to his brother who's all like in these tubes around him, medical bed. And he'll like talk to this computer who gives him some sass. Steve Railsback's in the film. He'll be like on the phone doing this. And someone will be talking on the other end. It'll come back to him and be like, no reaction. What's funny is much later in the film, when it's supposed to be like a different day, a different week, they'll show another shot of him on the phone. It's the same shot. And it felt like a movie that wasn't finished. They didn't film all the stuff they were supposed to. Because on one hand, the brother alien is locked up. Then the next minute, somehow, Nuki sees his brother in a helicopter or somewhere, or Steve Railsback brings the alien. I'm like, wait a minute, shouldn't you show Steve Railsback going in, finding the alien, getting the alien out, breaking the alien out, the rescue? None of that is shown. We don't see any of that. So it felt like we missed 15 minutes of the movie. You feel a lot of that in this movie. A lot of times I talk about these bad films and then I wipe them from my memory. That's why a lot of times when I do these lists I don't give a lot of details, because I try to forget about them. But Nuki, Tough Guys Don't Dance, I think I reviewed Leonard Part 6. Those reviews are up on the channel if you want to look more in depth into them. But yeah, Nuki, that's a whole other heaping of shit. So 10, Jaws of Revenge, 9, The Outing, aka The Lamp, 8, Ishtar, 7, Dark Tower, 6, Superman 4, 5, The Garbage Pail Kids movie. Well, wait, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yeah. 10 Jaws 4, 9 Outing, 8 Ishtar, 7 Dark Tower, 6 Superman 4, 5 Garbage Pail Kids, 4 Crazy Fat Ethel 2, 3 Tough Guys Don't Dance, 2 Leonard Part 6, and 1 Nuki. Those are, to me, the top 10 worst films of 1987. And what pisses me off is that critics actually said that Beverly Hills Cop 2 was one of the worst films of 87. Siskel and Ebert said that. Other people said that. I'm sitting there going, are you fucking kidding me? In a year with Leonard Part 6 and Nuki and Garbage Pail Kids and Superman 4, you want to tell me Beverly Hills Cop 2 is one of the worst? Fuck yourself. Fuck yourself. If you think Beverly Hills Cop 2 is one of the top 10 worst films of 1987, then you don't know shit about movies. Does mean I don't give a fuck. You don't know shit about movies then. Especially about entertaining ones. So, with that said, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.